Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in today. You're watching Hood Parenting. I'm your host, Yasheka Foster. Today, I have a message for the children, right? For the young adults. I'm not going to change it to young adults, right? I'm not because I don't want another A in the acronym. For the children. And when I mean children, because I feel that 18, 19-year-olds, they still haven't figured life out yet. And even sometimes beyond that, okay? And I'm not even saying even then, sometimes not forever, right? Understand there's no age to this. All I'm saying is I want to help us understand that sometimes we got to give them a little bit more for them to be ready when they hit that age of what we consider adulthood here in America, because we think that they're ready, but sometimes they're not. And then we wonder why they become boomerang kids, because when we're in that hustle and bustle of trying to get to the next level in life and make sure that we don't go back where we came from, it's a lot of things we forget to tell them, right? Especially when we get to a suburban part of town, right? And I'm going there with it. When we get to the suburbs, right? And when we get to the suburbs, because we're trying to stay in the suburbs, right? Because of where we may have came from. Because again, this channel is called Hood Parenting, right? Because of where we came from, we're trying to make sure we don't get there. That sometimes we do forget. We don't. This is not saying that we've done something wrong. This is not saying that we should have focused on them or should have did this instead of that. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is that many things can be true at the same times. But for whatever reason, we believe that, well, if I acknowledge this, then that means that this y'all don't realize how hard I worked. So this one is for the children. Parents, you can watch too. And if someone you know needs to watch this video, make sure you send them the link so they can watch it. And while you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, so when I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. Let's get into today's video. Children, listen to some of your elders. I said some of your elders. Why? Because I get it. Not all elders are alike, right? Not all elders are the same. I'm sorry. Let's just keep it 100, right? Not them all. You can't listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just get in this doggone clear-cut rule and think they're supposed to just stay there with it, because they don't know when to adjust, right? So all adults aren't built the same. So children, you can't listen to all of them, right? But one thing about being from the hood is that the hood give us a certain instinct, right? It gives us a certain instinct that tells us who is for us and who is against us, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you gonna necessarily, like, you only can get it from the hood, but what I'm saying is that the hood taught us this, and I don't know nobody else that have gotten it from anywhere else unless they've been through some stuff in their life, and they don't really go through some real stuff. I mean, like you got to bob and weave. I mean, unless you from the hood, right? And here's the thing: there's the hood and there's the ghetto. Now they can be one and the same, or they can be separate. But I'm from Detroit. I'm from the hood. Okay, yeah, Detroit. Like, no matter where you are in Detroit, that's the hood. Like that. Listen, no matter where you were in Detroit, that's the hood. Okay, no matter what. No, listen, I don't care if you're on the south, west side, east side. Closer to downtown. If you in Detroit, that's the hood. Okay, so no matter where you were, you had to do a lot of bobbing and weaving, right? You had to do a lot of bobbing and weaving, right? You had to understand that everybody ain't your friend. Everybody don't have the best interest at heart for you, right? That's another story, another topic. But what I'm saying is that I don't know anybody really that has that intuition, right? That they know who for them and who against them, unless they from the hood, right? So this is how I'm going to help you to understand what you need to know if you feel that you don't have that intuition to know which adults to listen to and which ones not to listen to, right? Here's the thing, and I'm going to keep it 100, and if you know, you know. Okay, if you know, you know. This is Hood Parenting. If you know, you know. So y'all watch a lot of Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that, right? Y'all all in that. Like, y'all doing, like, y'all on your phones all day. Like, y'all don't even know how to survive without your phones, right? So somewhere in their phones, all y'all's, when you get to a certain age, all your stuff ain't still set up on PG. right? Which means that you in some sites you ain't got no business being on. You in Black Twitter, you on some.com, so I can see what they shaking. Like you on all those channels, seeing what everybody went. Like you on all those. So somewhere up in there, you done seen some hood stuff, right? You done seen some stuff where they talk about if you do this, this, and this, and this gonna happen. Okay. You done seen something where if you do this, this, and this, and this gonna happen, right? And here's the thing: even if you ain't seen it on Instagram or on any of the social sites, if you open your eyes, right, somewhere in your family, somewhere up the street, somewhere somebody says something about, and if you listen to what the grown folks and talked about, somebody ain't where they supposed to be at, right? Somebody ain't doing what they supposed to do, right? All your cousins and them ain't the same. If you go over that one cousin house and you be like, I'm not going over there no more, right? Or if nobody comes over your house no more, then you that cousin. It's just that simple, right? So those things start to understand. So that's your instinct. It's like, okay, well, all right, bet. Let me see what's going on because something ain't right? Because everybody ain't your friends and everybody, there's something, right? It could be, they could be jealous of you. It could be it could be you got roaches. Like it could be, they don't like the way your mom is. Like it could be a whole bunch of things, right? So what I'm saying to you is we developed that in the hood. We developed that. So for those of y'all that don't have that, y'all have these phones. And somewhere up in there, y'all seeing crimes take place. Y'all seeing somebody acting up in school. Somebody saying something they ain't got no business saying. Somebody doing something they ain't got no business doing. Somebody still, whatever. Like y'all seeing this stuff on social media. And somewhere up in there, you're learning what you're not supposed to do and what you're supposed to do. Right? And then somewhere up in there, someone has also told you that everything ain't everything ain't real on social media. But for whatever reason, y'all still believe that it's a fairy tale out here, right? Because y'all want to believe what you want to believe. So what I'm saying to you is open your eyes up. If you're not going to listen to your parents or listen to your elders, or you don't know which elders to trust, then look at what you have in front of you, right? Look at what you have in front of you, right? If you don't have anybody. But for those of you who do have somebody, you know which ones to listen to. You know which ones are telling you something wrong. Because see, I'm the type of elder, because I'm 50, right? I'm the type of elder. If I see someone doing something that they know they're not supposed to be doing, and I see them again and I know that they are a young adult, I'm going to say something to them about it, right? If they're somebody I love, right? If they're somebody I'm love. Because see, here's the thing. I'm gonna say it to you, right? But I'm not gonna be like your parent if I'm not your parent. So for example, I know a girl that want to smoke WEED, and y'all know what that spells, right? And so I'm not her mama, but I care about this young lady, right? Now here's the thing: this young girl has had recently, within the last year and a half, something very tragic that happened within her family. Right. However, she still was smoking the WEED before this tragic thing happened. Right. I don't know what I can say on here yet. Right. So my thing to her was, I'm not going to tell you not to do it because your parents then already told you not to do it. Your parents then already told you you don't even know what you're getting yourself into yet. Right. So she tells me, she says, well, Mom, Miss Yasheka, since this happened, it gets me away from everything. I say, well, but you was doing that before that happened. So tell that to your mama, because I know you was doing that before it happened, right? Because this is why I'm hood parent, right? Because you can't tell me things. Why? Because I didn't already done all that. Just because I didn't move my kids in the suburbs, I ain't forgot that kids gonna be kids. Listen, just because I moved my kids to the suburbs, they're not gonna listen. They're gonna still do the things that we did as kids. I ain't forgot none of that. I tried it too as a 16-year-old. So come on now. But what I told her was this: I can tell you 3 ways that this is going to turn out. You know why? Because I've seen every avenue, every single avenue. So I'm going to tell you, either you're going to smoke it and you're going to get to a point in your life and you're like, okay, I don't want to do that no more. You just leave it alone, right? Just leave it alone. Or you're going to smoke it and you're going to smoke it forever. Then before you know it, you're going to be smoking it forever and then forever and then forever and then forever, right? You're just going to have black teeth and black lips. It's going to be part of your life. You're not going to be able to do anything unless you do this. If that's what you need, hey, Hey, understand what you're getting into. I'm not mad at you because, hey, sometimes it balances all out. Like, listen, I'm good with it. But at 15 and 16, you don't know that understanding yet. You haven't gotten there yet. You haven't been through enough yet to know about what you're going to need to balance out life later on. You ain't been through enough yet. Because, see, what happens is number 3 happens. It's a gateway to something else. Why? Because life is going to happen. No matter what you do, no matter how much you prepare, life is going to happen. So that's the kind of elder I am. So I'm going to tell you what your options are. Why? Because I have seen it time and time again. I have seen the drug dealers become their own users, their own customers. I have seen the person that started off smoking weed and thought that they were smoking weed and then come to find out it was laced with something else. And now they got fentanyl out here. So a lot is really going on now, right? Even stuff that we can't even comprehend. That stuff kills you just like that. You ain't even got a chance. You ain't even got a chance. And I know a young man, I don't know him personally. I know of a young man that's just happened to. And then a year after that, his other brother died. You know what I mean? So listen, this stuff is all right here. It could happen to anybody. So just because, one rule I told my kids, and because that was what I knew, I'm gonna tell you not to do it, and here's why. But here's the thing: if you gon' do it, right? If you gon' do it, you need to know where it came from. Don't smoke nothing that's already rolled. If you don't know where, like if you ain't in charge of where you getting it from and all that, don't do nothing. Why? Because people will set you up. People don't give a crap about you. They ain't your friends. Ain't nobody your friends, right? You'll notice that as you get older, you get less and less friends, right? You get less and less friends. And then some of y'all don't even make friends at all because y'all too busy on y'all phone. So y'all really don't have nobody. All you have is your parents. But then you still want to fight with them. Listen, I get it. I get it. I get it. But they don't want to keep you there. They don't want you to be with them forever. They want you to have the tools to be okay. So this is how healed parenting, this is one of the reasons why hood parenting was created. Because sometimes when we in the struggle, we can't remember to tell y'all everything. We forget some things like Jesus Christ. Listen, I have forgot so many things. And I have different kids, right? I have my 2 older boys who are 28 and 20. And then I have my adopted daughter who's 9 now. Do you understand how she's going to have to watch these videos? Because when I had my oldest son, I was 22. When I had my second son, I was 30. I got custody of her when I was 40. I am now 50 and she's only halfway to the adulthood. We only halfway there. Do you understand how much I'm going to forget to tell her? God bless the child. Because I'm going to forget to tell her a bunch of things. So y'all make sure she watch these videos with y'all over and over and over again. Because I'm be like, listen, I made a video about that now, going online. Now, I didn't forget now, going online. Because I'm not going to remember to tell her everything. Just like your parents not going to remember to tell you everything. Some things you're going to have to figure out on your own. But remember there are some elders you can listen to and some you can't. And the ones that you can, if they've told you something and it has helped you, and then they tell you something else and now you think they're trying to hurt you, hold up. Right? Hold up. Have they ever told you anything to hurt you before? So even if you weren't raised in the hood, you know which ones are trying to hurt you and which ones are trying to help you, especially if you are a young adult. You've had enough encounters at that point in life to know who's for you and who might be against you. So if you've had some adult to tell you something good, whether it's your parents or your step parents or your bonus parents or a childhood friend or whatever, you need to read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? That little he had 2 fathers, his father and his friend's father, and that's how he became who he is. Read the book if you haven't. Because you're not going to get everything you need from one person, no matter what. You can have 2 parents in a home, and you're still not going to get everything you need. You're still not to. I know kids that got 3 parents. They were lucky enough to have 3 parents, and they still didn't get everything they needed, or they felt like they didn't get something that they needed. It's just what it is. Can't. Right? It's just not possible. Affiliate yourself with some things. If you don't have elders, go and find a Boys and Girls Club or or a YMCA or something like that. There's something in your community. You got your phones, right? You got your phones. You can Google something in your community. And I know it's rough. I know sometimes you don't have a way. Sometimes none of us have, but they have programs out there. And I'm not here to advocate for any of those programs or to suggest that by no means. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we have to just keep going. We do, because we're not going to have, it's not, when we all start off, we don't all start off fair. It's not fair across the board. We don't all start off at the same place in this life. Right? We don't all start at the same place. We don't. And our obstacles look different. You know, what you think somebody else might, well, they get person got this or that person got that. You don't know their struggles. Same thing with reverse. You don't know their struggles. Everybody process things different. Your journey is your journey. Right? So the elders that you find in your life that are able to tell you something and they've been positive, keep them in your life. The ones that are trying to tell you to do some illegal stuff, you kick them out of your life. Them ain't the ones that's your friends. The ones that's trying to tell you how to get over on the system, them not your friends. The ones that's trying to tell you how to not do something because you don't need to do that, them ain't your elder friends. Them ain't the ones. So all elders ain't created equal. And I get that. But the ones that's for you, trust me, you know which ones it is. Them the ones you listen to. You're watching Hood Parenting. I'm your host, Yasheka Foster. Bye.